All right, trash talk, smack talk, fight talk, whatever you want to call it. It's all forms of intimidation. It's all forms of psychological warfare. When you're talking to your opponent and you're talking smack, as they call it, you're trying to make them doubt themselves. You're trying to puff out your chest. You're trying to make yourself seem more impressive. And by doing so, make your opponent doubt themselves. Okay, so anytime you get in your opponent's face, when you're at a press conference, when you're at a weigh-in or anything like that, it's psychological warfare. If you instill a little bit of doubt in your opponent, that is going to help you win a fight. And that is why sometimes they say you can win or lose a fight at the press conference. But let's be honest, smack talk, trash talk, just being a bit of an idiot, it's fun, right? I've always been a bit of a loudmouth, knobhead, as we say in England. So we're going to go through some of my bits. And it's going to get embarrassing, so I apologize. But I'm going to give you a running take all the way through it. So anyway, let's get into it. And I apologize. First of all, we had to start here. Good old Luke. Anyway, let's go.
That's how you overcome things. That's how you put yourself out there. You believe it and you achieve it. And that's what I do. I know what I'm going to do. I know that I'm better than this.
Sounds like
I know that I'm going to knock him out.
You've ever read. Conceive, believe, achieve. Shut the f up. Listen.
Do you know what made that even better? It's the fact that Dana laughed as well and the whole crowd did as well. I mean, God bless Luke. And he's right in what he says. If you do think about something, if you do visualize it, if you do try and manifest it into reality, it's got a better chance of happening. But still, it was too good a line. Poor old Luke.
You need to prove for the people. You have a chance for it. No, I'm not going to prove it, bro. You need to prove it. No, he's hold your life. Don't worry. Hold your life on steroids.
You're just an
Anderson Silva. I love Anderson. I don't like bringing this up again, but he did fail a steroid test, and he did fail it again when I stepped in for Kelvin Gastelum. But still, you got to get a little fun. If you're going up against the greatest of all time, and he just tested positive for steroids, of course you're going to mention it.
average bloke. You're just an average bloke.
Good use of English terminology.
I'm a fucking samurai.
An average bloke.
What the fuck is
a samurai?
Protected, and I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to make my kill, and I'm going to fucking be out.
You're making a
I'll be out on the next conference.
I see him on the.
Bye, sweetheart. Hey, I'm going to you.
Love you, man.
Oh, God. All right.
You're going to see something completely different. I haven't even used my left leg this whole camp.
Ooh.
I haven't grappled a bit, just to let you know. Come,
my God.
Come get it.
You're not supposed to laugh at your own jokes, but I mean, come on, Zach. I haven't even used my left leg this whole camp. Again, I mean, it's just hilarious. Of course, Luke's trying to wind me up. Luke's trying to seem intimidating and all that stuff, but it is funny. It's so cringeworthy. When I look back at this stuff, I'm dying. Anyway, here I am, New Jersey, UFC 112, perhaps? I'm not sure. UFC New Jersey 2012, Alan Belcher.
More pants. You see him?
Nice and sucked in at 185.
You're going to say a word that'll get me in trouble, so I won't.
And I liked that because when you're talking smack or trash, we're going to call it trash talk. I hate that term. But when you're talking trash and you can get your opponent to snap and get them to push you, well, then you've got them. They've broke. They've snapped. You have got to them and it's going to throw them off their game. That's why I was laughing so much there.
2 weeks, 2 days, 2 hours. I don't care. I'll take on anyone, anytime, any place. Certainly this asshole.
This smug asshole.
What would it take for you to get down to 125 for this fight with Joseph Benavidez? Is it possible?
No, it's not possible because, see, the thing is, I hit puberty, and then once you hit puberty, you kind of, you pack on a bit of muscle.
Hey, buddy, you got
poor old Joseph Benavidez. Poor old Joe. And all those 125s, Joseph Benavidez is one of the nicest guys. But when I fought 152 or 159, I'm not sure which one it was, Benavidez and Demetrius Johnson, Mighty Mouse, they were going up against one another. And that was the main event. So they were talking a bit of smack, saying, oh, you're my co-main event and all the rest of it. So obviously, I went for the jugular. Talked about their size and weight.
Buddy, sit down, shut up.
You got lucky.
All right.
Lucky.
Yeah. Real lucky. First round, buddy.
First round.
What an asshole.
So this is the post-fight press conference. Obviously, the fight went my way. I won in the first round. And then as I was walking in, he was talking to the media saying, I hate Bisping. I'm going to smash him. He's not on my level. I can knock him out and all this type of stuff. So I walked in. I was like, oh, my God. What are you talking about, Luke? What did I just hear you say?
Oh, guys.
I will come back and kill you.
Last question for you.
Okay. Hey.
This was an old... I think this is the fight with Alan Belcher, actually. This is in New Jersey, I think. open workouts. And then just some guy heckling me in the crowd, talking crap. We're just warming up.
Rounds if you want to jump in.
We're just throwing a few jabs, and some guys like, come on, throw more than
As we
one.
all know, he was cheating. He was on testosterone replacement therapy. But yet he's still fighting now. He is a marvel of modern science. The guy is cured. His testosterone levels remarkably came back up, and he's still able to continue.
That is talking about Dan Henderson there. Remember, he was on testosterone replacement therapy when we fought at UFC 100. And a lot of people that were on a lot of people that were on testosterone replacement therapy used to say, I need to have this. I absolutely have to have it. And some people even said, if I don't have this, apparently my doctor said that I could die. Okay. Now, I first fought him in 2009. This rematch took place in 2016. Okay. So 7 years later, TRT was banned. It was not allowed in the sport anymore, thankfully. But 7 years later, still competing miraculously. As I say, a marvel of modern science.
I'll fight Alan Belcher on the way to the car right now. It's no problem. He needs to focus on having a...
I'm a bit overweight there, aren't I? I am bulging out of that suit. Talking about Alan Belcher's tattoo, by the way. Johnny Cash on his arm. It's bad.
Fight with his tattoo artist for that abomination on his arm.
There it is.
And leave me alone.
Shout out Jason Perillo. Look, Perillo's ready to smash someone's head in right now. Look at him. He's ready to go. And I said, like, get him out of here. Because I'm telling you, Perillo is, he doesn't suffer fools gladly, shall we say.
See, buddy. Security, can we get him out?
Chris Weidman. For a guy that spouts on about Jesus and all this, he needs to take a good long look in the mirror because he's kind of acting like a dick these days.
It's a bit controversial, Michael. Chris is a nice man. I don't know what Chris must have said at the time to annoy me. Must have been something. No context there.
Here he is.
Here he is, Henderson.
Good luck. God bless him.
He gets me with a good one here, to be fair.
Oh, don't worry, pal. I'm going to kiss you with this.
This is an individual sport. There's no tanks, missiles, or guns involved in this. This is mano a mano, individual versus individual. On September 22nd, I'm going to individually beat the crap.
Look how swollen my face is there. My God, it's not far off from what it is now, but, I'm retired. I'm 43 years old. This is supposed to be a prime Bisping in shape at a press conference, but this was way before the fight, so I hadn't even started training camp yet.
I'd have been...
Here we go.
Little soft there, Dan. See them. Do a few sit-ups, mate. All that no TLC. That was easy.
Oh, here's a relic. He's a throwback to the beginning of mixed martial arts.
What? This stays right here, pal. So they give me a new one. Yeah.
They're going to give me a new one. To be fair play to him. That was a good little line. Incidentally, look how skinny I look there. My God, eat a meal, Bisping, for crying out loud. But yeah, I'm like to Hendo. Hey, this is mine. This stays right here. He's like, yeah, they give me a new one. Fair play.
Yeah.
So, Joel, sit on the fucking stool.
Oh, this is the one with GSP. Are you intoxicated, Michael? Are you intoxicated? I think Vegas got the better of you. And he's right, it did. It did. I was out with my manager. We had a few drinks. I wasn't fighting until the end of the year. It was March, okay, because George wasn't ready yet. So it's like, I'm in Vegas. I haven't got a fight coming up. We're going to go out. We're going to celebrate. One drink leads to two drinks to three, and next minute it's a slippery slope and you're turning up at a press conference late, husky, and yes, a little intoxicated.
Do whatever you want to do, pants, whatever it may be. I'll be here.
Yoel did crap his pants.
I am the champion of the world, people.
Now we're back to 199 post-fight.
Pick up the mic, Michael.
For everybody that put their money on Luke Rockhold, sorry guys, you betted wrong.
I wish you the best.
I'm a smug asshole.
I respect your camp. And you sit that stupid fucking little smug look on your face there, like you've got some plan, like you know something we don't know. What do you know that I don't know?
A lot.
A lot of things.
A lot of things. Because I thought he's going to say, I said, what do you know that I don't know, George? And he'd be like, bro, where do I start? I went to college.
Lizard.
Lizard. Lizard. I love that one. It was my wife. My wife said that he looked like a lizard. And then I said it at that press conference and everyone loved it. Paddy Pimblett said it recently. I'm like, I said that first. Anyway, look at that. The eye's a mess there, isn't it? My word. That's before I had the prosthetic eyepiece. Anyway, what am I saying?
Out in the first round, and I do believe it was performance of the night.
50
bonus
Gs.
time. 50 G's, baby. Thanks, Luke.
Right. Well, my after party will probably be in the Palms or a nice nightclub. His after party will be in the hospital.
Look or listen to how I sounded back there. My after party will probably be at the Palms nightclub or somewhere nice.
Guys, step your game up. I'm a champion now. If you thought I was a pain in the ass before, you got no idea what you're in store for.
Talking to my Fox Sports brethren there, saying if you thought I was a pain in the ass, you got no idea. I still kept it nice and humble. Anyway, back to George.
It's an easy payday. Let's cut the bullshit. An easy payday. So thank you very much, George.
Luke Rockhold and Chris Weidman
Didn't really
couldn't
work
sell
out.
a fight. They couldn't sell water to a thirsty man in a desert, right? I can
If you look there closely
stand to an
on my eye. So I used to have these fake lenses that would offset, and it was actually a drawn-on pupil and drawn-on colour. It was just like a fake. It was a contact lens, excuse me. It was a contact lens with an eye drawn on it, you know, and it would offset. But it wasn't very good. But it's the best I had, the best I could do. I had to get past those doctors.
Hey, I think you're slightly calling me an asshole. You want to take a look at a proper asshole? Look to my right.
This guy, nobody gives a about. He's a champion that no one cares about. So it's up to me to get the people interested, to get them invested, okay?
I'm going to do the biggest fight as possible, and I want to make
No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck, George.
Oh, God. George St. Pierre is a legend. I love George. And I've got so much respect. But, you know, I was trying to sell that fight. It was the biggest fight I was a part of. It was by far my biggest chance to make the most money. So I was like, do you know what? George is the best guy. He's the nice guy. He's a gentleman. Because he couldn't pronounce gentleman when I first met him. He said, my young friend Alex is, how do they say, a gentleman? He is. He's a gentleman. So I thought, I'm going to be the bad guy. I've always played that role anyway. So I'm going to take it to a 10. Might have went a bit overboard on occasion, but still, whatever. All just fun and games.
Oh, I don't know. Some say revenge is sweet. I disagree. I think it's better than sweet. Luke, come on, buddy. When the shoe was on the other foot, I leaned over and thanked you at this moment in time. I said, well done.
Being nice.
Yeah. And I actually picked you up off the canvas. And you, being the d- you are, came up to me and was a bitch
I shook
about
your hand, and you said, I already shook your hand and told me to pass, basically.
You asked me, do you know who you are? Do you know where you are, buddy?
Yeah, that's after you.
Yeah,
Hey, buddy,
you're
you
a
got knocked
fucking
the f- out. I went over to talk.
So what happened there was obviously I beat Luke in the rematch. I won the fight. And I was having my moment. I was like, I was on fire. I've just become the champion. I do a lap around the octagon. As I walk past Luke, I shake his hand, but I carried on going. I was doing my victory march. And then as I continued going, I found myself walking past Luke again. So once again, I went to pay my respects. And when I did that, he was like, no, I already shook your hand. I already shook your hand. I was like, oh, really? It's going to be like that? Well, if that's how it's going to be, then kiss my ass.
Talked to him afterwards to say, well done. He didn't have a clue where he was. So, you know, and I shook his hand, and he was kind of a bit of an asshole afterwards, to be honest. Even when I shook his hand, he said, I already shook your hand. I'm like, all right, buddy, don't be bitter, man. Don't be bitter because I took your belt, Luke.
Oh, God, get a grip, Bisping. I apologize. I was out of control in the day. Just an insufferable prick.
I think Vegas got the best out of you, unfortunately.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because I'm going to get the f***ing best out of you, so shut the f*** up.
Now,
Just knocked...
I mean, to be fair, that's what we're here to do, right?
you out in the first round, cold. Have you seen that replay, buddy? Your head was bouncing around like a pinball machine. Yeah, watch it again. Forgive my language.
Oh, look at that eye. Look at that eye. See, that was my good eye. Obviously, my bad eye is my bad eye. It doesn't see. That was my good eye. Fair play to Dan Henderson. The whole game plan was to avoid the right hand, the H-bomb, of course. But as my old boxing coach, Mark Kinney, used to say, you don't go in the rain without getting wet. So, of course, he's built a career on that. He caught me with that first round, sat me down. Oof. I was like, oh, my God, not again. And then in round two as well, But he did it in rounds 3, 4, and 5. For all you people that say that Henderson won that fight, he did not win that fight. He won rounds 1 and 2, and then I boxed him up for 3, 4, 5. That's 3 versus 2. Anyway, look at that eye. Jeez Louise. By the 5th round, I could not see out of that at all. It had all swollen up so much, and I just had like a little slit, and I had to move around like this just to be able to see a tiny bit of him.
And the rest of the division, what, Weidman? What the hell? You lost your last fight. I've had 3 victories since you got your ass kicked off Lou Rockhold. Rockhold, I knocked you out in 3 minutes, buddy. Yoel Romero, you're suspended for steroids. Shame on you. And Jacare, you just got me off Yoel. All of you. Win a fight, get off the couch. Let's do this.
I mean, not bad to be fair, but look at that eye. It was terrible. I remember after that fight, I was in my locker room, just in my underpants, face falling apart. That had got even bigger. The swelling was getting bigger and bigger. Dana White comes into the my dressing room. He's like, Mike, you got to go to the hospital. I'm like, I'm not going. He's like, Mike, you got to go. I'm like, Dana, I'm fine. He goes, yo, yeah? Because you don't look it. And of course, I was always terrified to go to the hospital because if I went to the hospital, they might find out about my bad eye. So I always tried to get out of it as much as possible. But Dana absolutely 100% insisted that I had to go, like he always does. You know, if you're in a bad way, the UFC want to get you checked out. Anyway. The crowd loving that one, though.
Let's do this.
Stand up. Stand up and look at the size of me and look at the size of you. Go back to Canada.
God.
Hey,
Oh,
everybody
God.
that doubted me, kiss my
Sorry,
ass.
Canada.
You know, because look at this. He was even doing some video on Instagram where he's doing this thing and his right hand drops. You drop your right hand all the time, buddy. So.
Oh, God. How insulting is that? The guy that just knocked you out saying, you drop your right hand all the time, buddy.
Oh, I was like, left hook all day long. The left hook that dropped Anderson, the left hook that won me this motherfucking world belt. Boom. You can call me Left Hook Larry from now on. There you go.
And that is when a legend was born. Left Hook Larry. To be fair, that came from some of my old mates in Clitheroe. It was it was Boxing Day, the day after Christmas, and we made boxing gloves out of bubble wrap. You know, bubble wrap that stuff gets delivered in. We wrapped it around our hands and made some boxing gloves. Well, I didn't. I wasn't involved, but 2 of my mates did. They were having a boxing match, and it got carried away. And one of my friends headbutted the other one, right? And the other guy was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! What are you doing? You can't headbutt!" And it was a big thing. They were really, really pissed off. And like, so the guy that did the headbutting was like, I'm sorry. And the other guy that got headbutted was like, yeah, no problem. Boom, left hook and dropped him. This is our friends, by the way, and they were friends after it. This is the day after Christmas, after a few drinks, being silly, and after that, everyone called him Left Hook Larry. So I stole it from that, but still, that's the day he was born.
I won't even train. Look at the state here, you old midget.
Does this fight even have a prayer of going the distance? Are you going to be waiting to see?
He takes a beating well. So maybe.
I love you, mate.
Oh, here's Yoel.
Let's fight right now. I'm a king, man. I love you.
I'm sorry.
I did, and I came back to you. No.
This is bad.
It was your moment and you had it and you lost it.
I want to get you get knocked out again. Yeah, go f*** back to the line. Hey, shake your f***ing hand, you pussy. Knocked you out twice now. Twice. Wait, he's very...
Oh, God. Tempers were flaring, to be fair. That's regrettable. I don't mind a bit of trash talk. I don't mind having a laugh. You know what I mean? And busting balls. But you don't want to actually get mad and lose your temper like that. So that was regrettable. But to be honest, you know, we were bitter rivals. Anyway, here's me acting like a complete knobhead again on UFC tonight. They stitched me up. They were like, we're going to give you these cutouts and you've got to do an impression of them. And of course, they gave me Yoel Romero.
Very short. Look.
Oh, dear. Adrian! Kenny Florian, shout out to him.
Sorry, no one's got cameras. No one's got cameras, you're fine.
Now Yoel really doesn't like you.
I don't care what Yoel likes. He's a loser. We know this. Love you, Yoel. Love you.
I love you. I love you.
Hey, call me. You do need to win fights in this business, though, Vanderlei.
Oh, Vanderlei Silva, another former opponent. We don't see him around anymore these days. You wouldn't recognize him if you did see him now because of the a lot of plastic surgery. But I was robbed on the scorecards, incidentally, but still, that's another story.
And you haven't been doing that very lately.
Sorry, but I don't understand what he's saying.
Yeah, well, that makes two of us. I'm also man enough to go after the guy that beat me on 2 weeks' notice, okay? And that says something about the size of my balls compared to you turning down Jacare when you've had a full camp. What the man?
No, I don't know.
He did turn down Jacare because the UFC, I messaged Dana. I said, listen, I'll fight Luke on 2 weeks' notice. And he said, our first option is Jacare. If that doesn't happen, if Jacare turns it down, then we'll go to you. Well, Jacare didn't turn it down, but Luke turned down Jacare.
Oh, what is the reason? No, it's just me. Everybody don't like him.
It's very unpopular.
Fortunately, I couldn't give a...
Hey, Jason, where's your belt? Where's your fucking belt?
Oh, dear.
You don't have one. The sport moved on, buddy. The sport moved on.
I tore my MCL. I haven't grappled.
Excuses.
After the fight,
I just started kicking last week. You got to switch your opponents on 2 weeks'
I
notice?
told my meniscus.
Listen.
What's with the insurance policy, buddy? And for the record, that fight went just down like the sparring session that, you know, that is famous. So
that's what started it all off because Luke was the Strikeforce champion of the world. I was in the UFC. Luke came down, did some sparring. And, you know, I got the better of him. So what? It's a sparring session. It doesn't matter. And I wasn't going to talk about it, but I was on a TV show in New York and the presenter knew about it. I said, hey, I heard you guys were sparring. How did that go down? And I said, look, you shouldn't talk about sparring, but let's just put it like this. I'm now the unofficial Strikeforce champion of the world, right? And he got a good laugh and it was a joke and it was a funny line. But Luke did not take it like that. And that's where it all started.
it's kind of 2-1, really.
Question for. But I know why you picked me. You think I'm an easy fight, just like Anderson did. Just like Luke Rockhold did when I knocked him out in the first round. Just like everybody does. Yeah, Luke Rockhold.
I'm going to keep accepting matches against the #1 contenders, but then I'm totally going to like pull out with an injury, and I'll do it time and time again, man, because Left Hook Larry took my soul. Wow.
Oh, it's just cringe, isn't it? I'm dying inside here right now. I'm not enjoying this, but it's on the internet. It's on YouTube. You can see it already, so I thought I'd have a laugh. My channel manager, Ant, was like, let's do this. I did not realize I would die inside quite as much. And the haircut's a bit much. I mean, it's the same haircut, but I don't like how I've styled it.
Wow. What do you think? He's a bum.
He's a bum, Luke.
A bum? Yeah, of course. He's done. He's over. Luke, you ruined it. Get my name out your mouth.
It will be a short-lived destiny. I promise you.
You just can't let it go, can you? You just can't let it go. How those lemons taste?
The last one for thanks, guys.
Then it turns out that he's a liar because the guy has a bit of vagina inside him because he turned down Ronaldo, Jacare, whatever his name is. You're all going to lose, AK, or all going to lose all the belts. So you.
Mike, I talked so much shit to you on Twitter, and you never blocked me, and now I'm a fan.
You can kiss my ass.
You can kiss my ass. And you can kiss my ass indeed. There it is. Well, that was a bit of a trip down memory lane. There's many, many others. That was just one video that I saw on YouTube, so I thought I'd take a little look and have a laugh at my own expense and cringe and all the rest of it. But, yeah. Yeah, oh, God. I want to end this video. I am not proud of any of that, but still, hope you're all well. Take care and see you soon.